Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today, we're gonna have a blind reaction to video AEXLAB is pretty recently posted on their YouTube channel. Put a link in the description. Now, this thing is 30 minutes long, so buckle in guys. This might get a bit long here. So, make sure to grab some snacks, and I'll see ya right after the intro. Alright, so without further ado, let's start this thing. I'll pause it when there's good times to discuss things and whatever, but yeah, let's get into this.
What's up, boys? All right, so I'm Tropical. We got Hold My Shields here, our creative director, and
What's up, everybody?
Our
What's
chief
up?
technical officer. We wanted to do a quick State of the Union for Vail, 90 days into launch. A lot of people keep DMing me, asking me a lot of information about, how we're doing, how many players, how many sales. And, what's funny is a lot of people kind of don't share this information. And talking to the team, we felt, why not? We've been so transparent this whole way through. Let's show some stuff that might be interesting to people that care. So,
Right.
Gonna jump straight into it. So yeah, this is our back end that shows most of our metrics. And what I'll do is I'll do last 6 months.
And this is interesting. Here. We got our monthly active users, our daily active users, newly registered users today, and then total registered users. Okay, 100,000 isn't actually that bad, especially for a game that is pretty new like this. 11,000 monthly active is also pretty good. And same with the daily, 4,000 people daily. That's incredibly good. Same with the newly registered users. I'm sure he's probably going to go over this, but I figured might as well stop here for a second. But yeah, just look at this. There seems to be a peak around February, March, and then it dipped a little bit in April, and then it got high again over in May. If I were to guess, it's probably because of the Prestige update. Now that's just interesting. So let's see what they have to say here.
So yeah, last 6 months of players was about 10K December, 11K January, February. We finally launched on the main store of Meta. Super happy about that.
Woo.
Had some growth in March, a little slower in April. And then May is when we got the 1.1 update out. So, can you please show us some charting skills?
Yeah, so, and then, what's important here is right here was the release,
1.0.
right? Yeah, 1.0. And then here was the update for 1.1.
Yep, and 1.2 is going to be even better.
Yep.
So I'll go to the last 6 months for weekly. So you can see pretty similar, doing the nice fun graph stuff week over week. We've been growing a lot, so I'm super happy about that. Our daily active users, similar up and to the right. You can see these are the weekends. So like this was Memorial Day, you'll get 3 peaks, but most weekends you get 2 peaks, and I'd say Sunday tends to be the gamers' main day. I'm looking at this. This looks like a Saturday.
I think something about how the time zones and stuff work, you get the best of Saturday and some of Sunday, so that's why the peak looked that way, maybe.
Yeah, and then this is how many users per hour. So you could see that we're doing about 200 on our
trough,
and about 800 here, 800, 900 roughly on our peaks. And then the question that most people ask me is, it's a multiplayer game. Do you have enough peak users? And, here we're doing like 900 to like 600, back up to 900. And we were so close to hitting 1,000. 6 of you that are watching this should have played this day. But it's okay. We're doing good. So yeah, just wanted to share some of this with you guys for the team that keeps asking, or the community. I consider the community the team, but for everyone in the community that keeps asking about this, I think it's interesting to take a look. And then a lot of people keep asking me, you know, how many units do you need to sell to make money? Are you profitable? Are you not profitable? And I personally find the business of game development super fascinating. I thought I knew a lot before starting this. Getting into it, I realized I knew nothing. But I'll break down some industry standards so that people could kind of have an idea of what it takes to run a studio. So we have a team of roughly 30 people.
Okay. This is going to be a really interesting little segment here. I always have found an interest in game development. That's something that I've always been extremely intrigued by. There's a lot of really cool intricacies to this thing. Game development and all that. So I'm kind of curious of what he has to say here.
We budget, and most startups do budget this, at least in America, monthly expense per teammate. It's about 10K, sometimes higher, sometimes lower.
Could you zoom in for the people that might be watching this on a small phone or something?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm doing this super back of the envelope, but yeah, and by the way, this monthly expense all in, it's usually an industry standard. It includes computers, internet, like everything you need, health insurance, etc., to manage like the expense on behalf of the company. So total monthly expenses, you would just do 30 times this. So about $300,000 is what you'd want to budget a month if you wanted to run a studio of about 30. And then we sell Vail for $30. So the math would be, how many units do you need to sell to break even or make a profit? But what's really important is platform fees on average are about 30%. So 30%, not that much. So about 30% fee would be that. So net to studio after fees would be 30 minus 9. So now units needed.
You forgot about Uncle Sam.
I'm not even there. I'm doing super basic math just because a lot of people ask me, and I've done this math for maybe 20 or 30 people in the Discord. I'm just doing it. Units need to sell to break even. So I'm going to move this here. This is very ugly. You would need to do $300,000 times 21. So you'd need to sell about 14,285 units to break even. There's always unnecessary expenses, or sorry, not unnecessary, unforeseen expenses that you never think about, and then they're necessary because you got to pay and you can't do anything about it. But what's funny is if you do this times 30, let's just do, I was going to try to make a meme. We need roughly $420,000 in gross sales a month to be breaking even. And I always think it's funny that it happens to be 420 as the number. So I'll let you guys figure this out. If anybody has more questions, leave them in the comments below, and I would love to answer them and go into more detail if people find it interesting. So
right, that is interesting. So, okay, so essentially what he's saying is, as of right now, outside of maybe the gel store, they are not breaking even on anything. So right now, it seems like they're losing profits. But then again, I could be wrong there. Economics is weird, guys. Although it is extremely interesting. Something that is most definitely worth looking into. I'm sure they probably have plenty of other things going on too. That was just a baseline thing right there. If you're just paying for the price of the game. I think that's probably why you see a lot of game dev companies, like the big ones, charging so much for microtransactions within their games, because they want to make a profit. So that's really interesting right there. So let's see what else he has to say.
So something else I want to talk about for State of Vail. We are finally going into our final LAN for Vail with VRML, July 20 to 21st, Denver, Colorado, in person. I'm super excited. I will be there in person. Looking forward to seeing everybody. This season 1, hosted by VRML, was amazing. So shout out to them. And I am super excited to be here in July. So I just want to see what the standings look like. So check this out. Crimson Claw, Acer, Determined, Wrecked. Shout out 8 Basil's, Vortex, Mix, and Global Dystopia. Super excited to see how this whole thing plays out.
Okay, guys. So my team is a little bit further down the list. Maybe I'll pull that up at the end of the video or show a picture on screen. But yeah, my team played in this too. I'll probably do a full video going over this season in review. Might go over some of their games. Maybe even do a gameplay reaction of their LAN game. That might be interesting to watch.
Last thing that I want to share is about 2 years ago, November 2021, we launched this little teaser video called Pre-Alpha Social Trailer. And I am super excited to say that Hold My Shields here is going to talk about some stuff. So Hold My Shields, I am now...
Is this a social hub?
Unsharing my screen. You have the floor.
Let's do it.
Please introduce yourself and talk about all the dope stuff you do all day long.
Yeah,
there we go. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Hold My Shields. I'm the creative director at AEXLAB. And today we're going to show you some fun stuff we're working on for Update 1.2. So Update 1.2 is all about the social hub. When it comes to the social hub, we really wanted to make something that felt inviting and interesting for players to hang out with in between matches and just in general. So when we set out to create it, we really focused on the location and vibe and just kind of the overall feel that it gives when you reach the location. With that being said, I picked one of my favorite, most scenic places in the world, Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. I love the islands here and just the overall kind of color palette and just how the water refracts all of it. And it's just such a beautiful place that I really wanted to make it come to life in VR for everyone to experience. And I think it's just a great place to hang out and just have a good time.
This goes so hard.
So just...
Okay, I'm sorry to cut him off here, but yes, this is a very beautiful area. I haven't been there personally, but I've heard a lot of good things. There's a lot of really, really beautiful places in the United States, in the UK, in Asia. There's beautiful places all over the world. You just have to look. It's just incredibly cool seeing a lot of these not as well-known places in VR. Like, who would have thought that we've gotten a Ha Long Bay in Vietnam? I probably pronounced that wrong, but whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of... This is probably going to be a really, really cool area for this social hub here.
Some of the different images that inspired us and kind of how we want to make the level feel. And then I was going to show off a little bit of the overview without...
I know you're an anti-leaker, but I'm pushing the leaks.
I don't want to leak. I don't want to leak too much, so I'm going to share just a small part of it. So when you get to the social hub, again, we wanted to make it feel awe-inspiring and just epic. So we really went for a place where you can be a part of the vista while also being kind of subtracted from it. So we went for something that was very high up on a cliff and overlooked this really beautiful scenic space. Here we have some of the concept art that one of our developers, Toby, made of the spawn point. So as players come in, they spawn here on this smaller pad here, and they are greeted with the large opening of the social hub, which will eventually look something like this.
Okay, that is...
And I'm going to leak a little bit more where I'm going to show it to you.
Oh, you're going to go in Unreal?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Unreal. We're gonna show people what
This
they're
is the raw,
waiting for.
the raw stuff.
So this is raw. This is untextured, early progress of what we've been working on. You start seeing some of the Vista elements come into play, working on some of the islands and rock structures. It is very difficult to work with organic structures like this, and I very much am not a fan of marketplace packs. So with that being said, we're trying to make everything custom, and it typically takes a lot longer to do that. It's a lot more groundwork and a lot more exploration and just continuous back and forth and iteration. So this is kind of that early Vista, still a little bit of polish left, and we're missing a little bit of blue water, but we are getting there. And then
Okay, sorry to cut off again, but the fact that they're doing this all from scratch and not just using reused stuff and just retexturing that is really cool to me. The fact that they're willing to put forth that much effort, that blows me away, guys. That just blows me away. And just look at this. This is probably not gonna. This is most definitely not fully textured. I think that'd be the proper dev term, but most definitely isn't finished quite yet. But it certainly explains why it's taken a little bit to get made here. This is really intriguing stuff here, guys.
You're greeted with this really nice structure. It's got this retro, futuristic, brutalist vibe that just really imposes on the player when you come in. And this is the center area, which I'm not going to get into because you're going to find it in 1.2. So that's your sneak peek on that.
That's more than I expected. Thank you for sharing, brother.
That's what you get.
Is that up and to the right, Jonathan?
That's an up and to the right for art. Yeah, things are happening.
I think so. There's this really cool space over here, but we're not going to look there. So that's what you guys get for the social hub today. More to come soon.
Cool.
Other than that, I am really hyped about the fact that we won a Webby this year. So for those of you that don't know, we submitted our website for a Webby award, and at the same time simultaneously submitted the game itself. And we expected the website to win. We kind of just shot it in the dark with the game, but we ended up winning a Webby for the game itself. I'm going to show you guys now.
Go to Webby Awards. Yeah. Well, do me a favor. Just go
the Webby Award.
Go to the main page, because if you go to the main page, it shows you like everybody that competed. So click on winners on the top.
I can do that. Okay.
And then
go to our category.
Yeah, which is gaming, right?
Yeah, it's AI Metaverse.
Right there, games. Yeah, so it shows, Stephen Curry run the ring. He won. But remember, the judges voted for him. The people voted for us, which I think is dope. And then there's some cool nominees.
Okay, yeah. The fact that Stephen Curry somehow won over Vail genuinely surprises me. But then again, it's also Stephen Curry. So, I mean, I didn't even know this was a game until just now, though. So, I guess that has to show something, I suppose.
Which I think is fair to show off also.
Yeah, I think that's the most awesome part, honestly. It's we were up here with like such prestigious names and such awesome games that everyone loves in VR, and it's really an honor to win the People's Choice and see where people...
Who are the honorees? So there's nominees and there's honorees. Is that a Lego thing? Interesting. And Home Depot.
I think it's a Netflix game, Netflix Roblox partnership.
Interesting. I didn't see the honorees. I only saw
Home
the top
Depot?
Ones. Yeah, Home Depot's in the metaverse, bro.
The fact that Home Depot is in the metaverse, and that was something you could vote on. I am genuinely shocked and dumbfounded by that. That is hilarious. My goodness.
Okay. Well, I don't remember these. I do remember these guys down here.
Yeah, I remember the nominees. That's why I thought it was interesting.
We beat Meta's very own.
Yeah, I thought that was a crazy one. But yeah, I think that's super dope. And then you want to show off the website a little bit, just because like it's not done yet, but it is coming along pretty nicely.
Definitely. So with the Vail site, we had this interesting idea to kind of combine both the studio and the game itself and make it kind of like an overall experience. So this is our studio page, the AEXLAB page. Kind of goes through a little bit of what we do on a day-to-day basis and how we like to describe ourselves. We need to still add in our Webby winnings right here to our little milestones. We got Jonathan Nude. What I like most about it is that entryway experience where, let me start it off from the beginning. Oh. Just that initial part where you're just getting into the headset.
Oh yeah, that is such
I think it's really cool because it just kind of showcases, we're a VR game and it just kind of brings you into the world of Vail. What I like most about the site, which I haven't seen so often on other games websites, is how in-depth it is in terms of showing off really everything there is to do in the game. So we show off our game modes, little videos to show off how they look. And similarly for our maps, which is one of my favorite pages, you actually can hold on and get a little bit of a fly through of the map itself. Really fun for people that haven't gotten in the game.
Show the skin page because I haven't even seen it live.
Yeah.
Show the skins.
Yeah.
Skin page is brand new. It might have some bugs, but it is very cool.
This is dope. 7 pages. We gotta juice that up with the art team.
Okay. It might actually be worth going in and doing a full look through through some of these cooler parts of the website. That might. You guys let me know in the comments if that's something you guys want. But I also know there's a couple skins that are in the files. I've even seen Mr. Tropical here. This guy. I've seen him wear some of these skins, but they're not on the website. So I'm sure there's got to be something little secret there that he doesn't want us to know. I'm looking at you, cowboy skin.
We're getting there.
Ooh.
Shout out to the Smooth Brains.
Oh, does this one have the link to get it on Steam yet? I think we still got to work on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, we just launched this page last week, and it's in development. We're iterative on the process, and we're pushing it out as soon as it's ready. So if you see things that are broken, DM me or Hazy, and we will get things fixed.
Dude,
but
you guys are really crushing
Can we
it.
see the dev skins?
I don't know if we got the dev skins up here.
Go to
I
the
wonder
top.
if they are.
I wanted to
top.
see how they're categorized. Oh, yeah.
Developer. Click developer. We got
We
some.
did get dev skins in
We
here.
got some. They're not all in there. Are these all of them?
I feel like we have to tag whose dev skin it is in the description. Like people got to know that this is those.
Yeah.
There we go. That's how we do it.
That's how we tag it.
Nice and easy.
There
That's
you go.
funny.
Cool.
But yeah, as we develop more, we're going to keep adding to the page and just keep expanding it. And there's just a lot of really cool stuff to read through. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do get in there. And a lot of really cool resources about our story and all the things we're working on.
Cool.
But yeah, that's everything on the art side.
No, I'm super grateful. Thank you for leaking some stuff. I know you're anti-leaks, so thank you. Ood,
Okay, it's okay.
what do you want to talk about as a CTO? 90 days into Vail, State of the Union. Share your screen. Cheyenne, can you?
I'll stop.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I was just looking a moment ago. So we're about to hit 40,000 commits.
40,000 commits. Nice.
Almost,
wow.
yeah. And it started about 2 years ago, Feb 1, 2022. So that's a lot of commits. And I was just scrolling, seeing all the different work. Special shout out to Jack, who recently became a part of the team. And yeah, he's fixing things. So yeah, there's lots of stuff here. So yeah, I was just thinking about, and then before we moved to Perforce, which is what we used to use something called Plastic, and we were like at 30,000 there or something. So whatever
So we
it is,
passed it. Nice.
yeah. So whatever it is, we're like at least 70,000 plus commits on the project, which is wild. Just looking back, thinking about that. Not to mention all the early work I did offline, like with like local Git commits or whatever it was. So yeah, yeah, some stuff I wanted to show is pretty nice actually. So this is since Jan 1. This is average
69. How do I draw?
Funny.
Oh no.
You can draw all you want. So this is average frame rate.
It's 70 minus 1, guys. I won't say that number.
Yeah, it's since Jan 1, it's been this number, 69. And if you look carefully, it's pretty interesting actually, because you'll see that we've been making big moves on improving the perf. Another area you'll see the improvements happening. By the way, these are big improvements because you're going from, 66 to whatever. And then if you look at Quest 3, they're all hovering around 71.5 now. The nice thing is...
Okay. 60 FPS on VR alone, on a standalone VR headset. That is honestly a feat in itself, and I would clap, but I don't know if you guys would hear that or not. Maybe I'll put some sound effects of some clapping in here. But yeah, getting the 70 on the Quest 3, I can believe that, but I had no idea that we had caught up in FPS and VR headsets to the current gen of consoles, because a lot of them can seemingly even struggle to get 60 sometimes, depending on the game. So that's just really cool right there. There's a lot of cool stuff in this video here. I hope they do more of these so I can react to them.
The more we optimize the game, the smaller it is in memory, the faster it downloads, the easier it updates, the more stable it is. And then you also see here battery. So this is a chart you actually want to go down and to the right. This is
the only chart down and to the right.
Yeah.
And bugs.
Yes.
Yes.
Bugs are the only ones.
So even though sometimes it might look like we're only gaining, maybe 1 frame per second or less, you can always shave off more and more, use less and less compute, and then you start to eat less battery. So the difference in recent gains are you got about approximately 2% more battery life, which, that sort of thing can be a really big deal.
Also, the thing that I personally didn't notice with this chart, but I do feel it in the game, is all the hitches, which when you're in an intense multiplayer game, you don't want a hitch or a lag spike to happen the moment that you're in combat, and then you die and you're like, whoa. Especially in a game like in Team Deathmatch, I can put up with it, but if I'm an artifact where every life matters, like dying because of poorly optimized code is just so whack.
Yeah, so
I'm looking at you, Halo Infinite. Sorry, that was probably a bit of a. I had no idea I had so much hidden anger. Well, in all fairness, though, that game really. That game, up until fairly recently, that game's netcode was a mess. That thing, you weren't sure if you were gonna eliminate someone or not. It was like a flip of a dice because of the desync. I'm definitely glad that they've spent the past several months working on this alongside their other content, though. I would hate to be doing the Revolver gameplay and have it freeze up every 5 seconds. That'd be some pretty bad gameplay. Just in case, you guys know that half of the things I probably say that isn't a compliment is probably just sarcasm or a joke. But yeah, let's see what else they got. There's about 10 minutes left. We're already 30 minutes into the video here. Wow.
You're right that this doesn't show the spurious stalls and hitches. This just shows you the average, and averages can be somewhat misleading Because if, let's just say, every minute you had like a 2-second stall, that wouldn't really show up here, would it?
No.
So yeah, it's super important. So that's another part of the story you don't see here. We do try to hyper focus on hitches. There's certain hitches, like when you first spawn. There's certain hitches that we're working to mitigate, alleviate, or completely get rid of.
Yeah.
So that's a big part. And that's a lot about where art and engineering come together for the team. Yeah, something else I wanted to show was, so the currently live build of the game on the store is about 9.2 gigabytes. And we've been working really hard to try to shave off. At one point, that number, I'd have to scroll way back. But there was, Cheyenne, when was
like
it that
10
we went?
gigs plus, 11 gigs plus?
Yeah, it was like 11 gigs plus. I think.
No, there was one moment it was 16.
Yeah.
That was like a few months back, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we,
I'm trying.
we have a
that.
lot of
We build multiple times a day, so I would
Yeah.
have to scroll back.
It would take
far.
too long, but I remember.
Yeah, but
I remember
but what I
13,
was-
12 gigs. Look, there's 819 builds that have been uploaded.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Crazy.
So, yeah. So what I was gonna say, Cheyenne, was when was it that we did like a couple months of health for engineering and art? That was like 2 months
March.
ago.
March.
Yeah,
We
just
did-
about.
We did
All of March and
5, 6
April.
days.
Yeah, like all of March
Yeah.
and April was really health, but I think that it's put us in a place now that we have some headroom to really start plowing through stuff.
Yeah. It was a big deal because, we shaved off a lot of memory on the game. Our goal is always to make it run better, load faster, and look better. And the closer we get to that goal, the more we shave off, the more we make it look better at the same time. It's a partnership with art and engineering. And like Cheyenne, you mentioned earlier, so it's funny because Cheyenne, as creative director, doesn't like Marketplace because he wants a custom bespoke look for everything, right? The reason I don't like Marketplace is because it's disgustingly unoptimized assets that you're just fighting with. And you don't want to be fighting against art assets when there's already so much other stuff to battle against while you're working on the game. So yeah,
Right.
that's why it's a big part of what we do and why we do so much bespoke stuff, so much custom stuff, is because we want the look and we want the performance. So it's hard to get that unless you do it for yourself. Of course, it adds a lot of complexity and we get to have a lot of great debate over what's worth, because you have to do trade-offs all the time, right? If you left it up to a few of the programmers on the team, there's some that would be totally fine with a bunch of cubes.
Good perf.
I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
perf would be sick. But holding my shields, he
I would be
likes like,
sad.
yeah, he likes stuff that's not cubes. So it's all good. This is just a preview. This is actually Panda's little tracker list. It's the simplified bird's eye view of things we're working on.
Okay, I'm going to take a second here to go through all of it. I don't know how much of it they're going to go through, but it's probably going to be pretty hard to zoom in here. And it seems they're very clearly trying to hide some stuff. They only got till update 1.7 here, and then it cuts off. Now, let's see here. Planned, an LMG, an RPG, the tutorial. Okay, this is severely needed. The one in the armory, although it is a good way to kind of get in the game and whatever, it certainly isn't the best. A shuttle revamp. Maybe they'll come with that shooting range in the back. New general map. So I think that one, from what I have heard down the grapevine, I think that one's called Frio. Frio. Selectable profile badges. Oh, so like emblems. Emblems right there, I think. Hit markers. Hit markers. Oh man, that would actually be really handy. Achievements would also be really cool. Same with daily login rewards. this double XP weekends, this will be a lot better for when they have a lot more prestiges added. I'm hoping that oh my goodness. They have update 1.2 scheduled for June right now. Last I heard, I thought it was July, like this update right here, but it's not. It looks like they're really trying to ramp this up a little bit to get things added. But then again, looking at this, okay. Looks like they decided, because a lot of this for 1.2, a lot of that was originally supposed to be 1.3, if I'm not mistaken. So 1.3 shifted over, but it seems like maybe they, I don't know. Maybe they pushed it back or something. But okay, we got update 1.2, which seems to have, according to this, it's going to have the second prestige. That'll be interesting. Scouts Knives on Suna. Bows and Knives. Hunter. Actually, Hunter would actually not be a bad name. I am one myself. Get plenty of hunts in during when I can. Bow and arrow. That plays into that. The revolver. Yes, the revolver. Yes. That. We need this. We need this so badly right here. This is what I've been asking for over a year. Sorry about that. I've been asking for this for over a year right here. The revolver. The revolver. I'm just now realizing I don't think it was showing. Maybe it. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, the revolver. When that releases, boys, you better be ready, because I'm really gonna go and I'm gonna really get some work done. I'm gonna try to go for gold as quickly as I possibly can on that thing. Get those 357 games done in style, guys. We also got reticle sight options, which that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting right there. Tack rig options. That's a mechanic. So I'm going to guess that's being able to decide where you want the pouch and stuff. I might mess with that a little bit. This. I think this is... I think that's a comp queue, but I could be wrong there. Ammo pouch, mechanic, and ammo counter. I'm wondering if these two right here... I'm genuinely curious. I can't tell what that is. I wonder if they'll talk about that in the video, but this seems interesting. And then you got the ammo and ammo counter pouch. So these two seem to be quality of life. This is a new Scouts Knives variant. This will be interesting to see how they pull this off. I wonder if it's just going to be the Scouts Knives maps with bows and arrows. Bow and arrow, that was fun to mess with in the shooting range before they removed that. And, of course, the revolver. That's going to be awesome. Okay, 1.3, we got the Prestige 3, this third Prestige. The Social Hub. Interactable map elements. The Social Hub game. Okay, so this ties into here. So, you got the map and the game mode. You got jumping. I really hope this is only in the casual game modes and not comp. This jumping would really... That wouldn't work very well. The Social Hub... The AXP7 pistol. That seems interesting. A jump grenade. Really? A jump grenade. That's interesting. Flip magnifier sights. Okay. If they do this one right here, the magnifying sights, I will be running that on my guns, because that's the type of sight I actually do really like in a lot of things. It's really great at having the best of both worlds, having a high magnification scope and having a low magnification scope. So it's great at both long and mid range for aiming, and close range too, depending on the scope. The riot shield. Oh my goodness. Oh, campers are already getting a bit messy right now. All I ask is if they add the riot shield, you can't kill people with it. You can't. And you got to use both hands. You can't use it one hand holding the riot shield and one a pistol or something. You got to have some way to make it easy to counter and people won't abuse it and that it won't be used in any of the comp queues. I will be so mad if I have to go against a guy in a comp game who's just in scanner position somewhere and he's just in the corner with a pistol and a riot shield and you just can't shoot the dude because you're out of grenades. And it's a 1v1 and he can just kill you because he can shoot you and you can't shoot him. So they gotta have, if they do this right, then we'll be okay, but only if they do. Message of the day. I'm pretty sure they added a referral message of the day thing already, so they're already working towards that. Vote the kick. Sounds like that's going to be more of a revamp of that. Improved muting. I think that's what that is. Yeah, that's improved muting. Then fixed team balance bug, and then social hub matchmaking playlist, and a competitive matchmaking playlist. Okay, so this and this don't really work well together unless that thing is so bad when it comes to actually fighting people. Now, okay, so this one seems interesting. Prestige 4. You got yourself... Oh, okay, so you got Frio on Prestige 4 right here, it seems like. And it's going to come with an artifact variant. I really hope that artifact variant of Frio is really good. Also makes me wonder what this new general map is going to be. You got kill streaks. This will be really interesting to see how this works. From what I hear, it's not going to be an actual comp games and all that, and hopefully not artifact in quick play. But man, that is going to be really, really odd to see. You got Domination, that's always been a fun game mode in my opinion. And yeah, I think that it would work really well in Vail if they can get it right. Capture the Orb. I'm going to guess that Capture the Orb, this is rather adding it to more maps, or it's a revamp of it. Marketplace gifting. Okay, guys. Marketplace gifting, that is such a good quality of life fixture, right? Or quality of life change right there. Prestige, while not in shuttle, is also a good quality of life thing. Because, man, it is incredibly hard, the Prestige, especially when you get into a match and then everybody is squeakers. You can't really record that very well and do a reaction to that. And, okay, so I'm going to try to rapid fire update 1.5, 1.6, and what we can see of 1.7 real quick here. So 1.5, it's going to have more tacticals and gadgets. So I'm going to guess that's going to be more grenades and all that. And I wonder if gadgets is going to be a separate type of deal or if it's just going to be the same as a normal grenade or something. Like maybe, oh yeah, maybe there's a gadget that allows you to throw down a station that heals your teammates or something. I don't know. That could be interesting, but also could be really dangerous. Nade Ball. I wonder if that has any similarities to Oddball, or if that's just grenades only. Okay. And daily weekly challenges. Okay, that seems pretty given. Friends join button. Okay. You have no idea, guys, how having this would be, how good this would be, how good of a change this would be. Right here. Player reporting also, oh man, there's been so many instances where I've ran into people that just are so toxic and they need to cool off, but they won't. Player reporting might be a good thing. And then ban notifications. Okay, that one might be interesting. And then a HUD revamp. So maybe it's more diegetic. That might be interesting. And then bots. you got your bots. Okay. That's clearly setting up this one right here. You got a new version of the heaven, which is the place where you go when you die in an artifact. So that might be a healthy change. As is, it's already pretty barren right now. Yeah, there used to be the update screen in the back, but they just changed it to a Vail logo. I'm guessing it's probably to reduce assets in a match. Dig map. That also sounds extremely interesting. Dig. And then modifiers. So game mode. Okay, so you already got modifiers in custom, so I'm wondering if these are like shotguns only as an actual mode or modifier to a mode. That could be interesting for casual artifact, everybody having to use a specific gun. Now, we also got 1.6, which, not much there. You got Prestige 6, and then the PvE mode. Now, the PvE mode, it looks like it's scheduled for November 24th. That seems like it's going to be really interesting stuff right there. I've heard a lot of things about what they're planning, and it sounds really great. Maybe I'll do another video on what we could expect from it closer to that date. There's a lot of cool things they could do there. Then you also got update 1.7, which is obviously Prestige 7. You got payload and kill confirmed. Kill confirmed, I'm genuinely curious how they'll do that. Wonder if that's why it's so far out. But payload sounds like that could be another interesting mode if done correctly. So, without further ado, I'm going to let these guys speak because I've been hogging the microphone here for a second. Hogging the spotlight, going over all of this. I apologize for that, but all right, let's get back into the video here.
But yeah, again, this is all subject to change. This is kind of how he's tracking it big picture. And then we have a much larger planning software where we actually dole out tasks, and it's a lot more granular, but this is good for a bird's eye view. So prestige updates, bows, knives, the Ganman's bow and arrow, the Ganman's revolver.
Woo!
Ivan, Enzo, and Dr. ACOG have been working on more reticle optionality. There's a lot more stuff coming. So yeah, and then you've got, I mean, I guess I can just say this now because I just realized it's here.
Oh, there's more.
So we also have a combination of multiple anti-cheat, anti-reverse engineering technologies that we're going to layer into the game soon. It wasn't a priority because none of these things have really been an issue yet in Vail. The main reason we really want to do it is because I'm not going to show it because it would show like certain proprietary things I can't show. But in our crash reporter, a huge quantity of our crashes, I think about a third, maybe half of our unique crashes. And by unique, I mean crashes that like are, you know, like their own problem, no matter how many users have it. About half of the types of crashes we have are from users who have add-ons running in the background. I have learned about so many add-ons that you guys are running that you try to hook onto the game, whether you know it or not. Like, for instance, people that play VTOL, there's a couple of add-ons I think they really like to use with VTOL. And then there's a lot of add-ons. There's about a dozen add-ons that try to hook onto Vail, even when it makes no sense and you would never want that with Vail. Maybe they have it installed for another title. So the nice thing about adding anti-reverse engineering, anti-cheating stuff is when you launch Vail, it'll tell you, hey, you've got this thing running. It's on a list of things you probably shouldn't be running. Please close it before running Vail. So that will help so much. We've gotten so many negative reviews on Steam from users that me or other devs end up helping.
And they're just running random stuff all the time.
Yeah, so that's
I talked to the guy yesterday, by the way. I asked him, are you running anything? He's like, yeah, I'm like, how many things are you running in the background? He's running like 100 things in the background. I'm like, dude, just stop everything, launch the game. Game works. He's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, like FSR 1.0, some perf kit thing, perf kit 2.0, perf kit for open, I don't know what, like all these different things. The funny thing is, a lot of these things don't include debug symbols, which is because some of these add-ons, they don't include the source for the users. It's very rare they do. And even if they did, I don't have, for the nerds out there, I don't have the debug symbols for the add-on, the thing that lets me see exactly what caused the crash inside of the add-on. So I've reached out to many of these devs to try to get them to give me the debug symbols for the releases. And nobody wants to do it because they think like we're going to try to steal their stuff or something, which is stupid. I'm just trying to fix the thing because I figure if it's crashing Vail, it's probably crashing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
A few people have been helpful. Most of them are not, because they're like, not my problem. Like, why are they trying to use that? Also very important is Vail VR is an open XR compliant game. And a lot of you are trying to use add-ons that have nothing to do with OpenXR and are not compatible. So of course it's going to crash. The thing is, most games that many of you might play on Steam are not OpenXR compliant or even trying to be. So just be aware that if you're, by the way, Riva Tuner, I'm mentioning even ones that are really mainstream, you'd be surprised. They all cause crashes. Riva Tuner is one that a lot of people have installed for whatever reason. That causes a lot of crashes.
I don't want to interrupt you, brother, but we're coming up on 30 minutes, and I wanted to keep the video 30 minutes or shorter. So I'm going to ask you all, what are you most excited for?
Oh, let me just finish this bit. Sorry.
I already zoomed you out. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, because people are going to want to know. So there's more stuff coming for social, and there's more stuff coming for gameplay. And there's multiple maps that are coming also this year. One of them's already ready.
I'm excited for this, and I want to report players that annoy me. That's what I want.
And also, Artifact is going to get a lot of love this year, and also because player counts have been growing steadily and very consistently, we feel confident about the idea of adding a competitive matchmaking playlist.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for the competitive matchmaking. That's super needed.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
But
so there's a lot more. But yeah, go ahead.
You have any closing statements, sir, before I wrap this up? Thank you guys for taking the time today to jump on and do a State of the Union video.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it?
You said it.
All right.
You said it. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you all for playing Vail, and I hope we make the game.
You have no idea. Like, every single person that plays Vail, I freak out. Like, I still can't believe it. Really, really grateful for what we're all doing together. So thank you guys.
Enter a prompt here.
Okay, so ignoring the fact that there's an ad going on here right now. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just going to give my brief summary of what I thought of that video real quick and whatever. Although they capped it off at around 30 minutes, this video is about twice as long. That's actually kind of funny. But then again, that's about 2 minutes for every minute of the game video. I did spend a lot of time going over that change list thing. So obviously that change list they had there was... it clearly was a bit of a... Oh yeah, this is what we know for sure that they could add, but it's not 100% either. Like they said, it's not... A lot of that stuff, chances are, for all we know, knowing game development, might actually take a lot longer. Right? So, if you think about it, chances are a lot of that stuff on that list might be swapped around a lot or changed in some way. But regardless, there's a lot of really neat stuff on that roadmap. It's something I'll probably do another short video on here in a couple of weeks too, to go over and whatever, see exactly what they come out with our next update. Sounds like that thing's just around the corner, so stay tuned for when I cover that and what's actually going to be in it versus what isn't. But yeah, the one thing I cannot stress enough with this AEXLAB, with this dev team, is that they really do care about all of our players, and they just care, and the fact that they do is honestly pretty cool. So I do want to give those guys a huge shout out if they're watching this, all three of them. I believe it was Hold My Shield, Ood, and Tropical. Feel free to go and check out their video and give it a like and some love if you haven't already. And if you got any more suggestions for what they should do, leave that in their comments. And if you want to see more videos kind of like this, then do so in my comments. But yeah, without further ado here, let's wrap things up here. I still can't get over the fact that they spent a full 30 minutes of their day to just go over some of the stuff that's coming to Vail and give some more insight on stuff. There's a lot of really neat details there. But yeah, so without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Hope you all have amazing rest of your week or day or weekend, depending on when it is when you're watching this. And I'll catch you all around.